I am so proud and pleased to introduce you to Shelby Corey, who is going to be one of this year's, I guess we're calling her a junior family team champion. Her family has agreed to be our family walk team champions. And Shelby is going to speak to you now.
Hi, I'm Shelby Corey. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm 15 years old and I'll be a sophomore this year. I'm really excited to sing in my school choir again this year, as I've done all through middle school. I'm working hard to keep my 4.0 GPA so I can hopefully go to UC Davis in a couple of years. I'm also threatening my parents pretty much on a weekly basis to get to driver's ed classes so I can start driving too. I love to read, usually 2 or 3 books at a time. Going to Giants games with my family here in San Francisco, and taking some really awesome judge test classes that have been provided by my mom. I take ballet classes, jazz, ballet, and contemporary 3 times a week, and I will continue taking those classes until I become a real-life ballerina. I performed a 3-year run of Annie Get Your Gun at Napa Valley College, on top of it all with crazy rehearsal schedules and school and pretty much everything. I have hiked near 70 with my family and set a Beta Breakers race record that I hope to break this next year. And pretty much on top of all that, I have type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed with T1D a couple of weeks before my 3rd birthday. My mom has told me the story so many times, and I know that they'll never forget it, and they'll keep telling it as long as there's no cure. She took me to the doctor with what we thought was a bladder infection. But after some blood tests were done, we found out that my bladder issues were because of blood sugars that were over 400 and not a bladder infection. After the doctor explained to us what T1D was, she ordered us right then to go straight to the hospital, where they hooked me up to an IV and put me in a huge bed in a room all to myself. My parents all called that diabetes boot camp and the 4 worst days of their lives. After those 4 days, they sent us home with a pile of new tools, blood test kits and insulin and syringes, a glucagon kit and piles of booklets and pamphlets and videos. At the beginning, my parents were the ones who were doing it all for me, testing my blood, drawing and injecting my insulin. But a couple of weeks around my 3rd birthday, I started getting the gist of how to do my own blood testing, so I did it myself. Then a few weeks after that, I started doing my own insulin injections with my parents drawing the insulin for me. Once I started preschool, I got an insulin pen. I just had to have an adult call my parents at around snack time when the graham crackers and the milk came out, and my mom would give them a carb count, and I would just crank the dial on the end of the pen and put it into my leg. And it was just as simple as that. It was easy for me to take control of something that I was going to have to do for the rest of my life. Before I started kindergarten, I got an insulin pump, a silver animus pump, and I'll never forget it because they told me you only have to change the site 3 times a day. No more cranking and doing it every day. Every 3 days you change your site. And that was so great to me. I thought, wow, it's going to be so much easier. I was also logging my food and my blood sugars on food sheets that we stuck in a binder, this huge binder with my face on it, that had all of my blood sugars so that when I met with my pediatric team in Walnut Creek, they could see where my blood sugars had been over a range of days and weeks and months, and then they could adjust my pump settings according to the info that I was giving them, which I still give them. My pump and my continuous glucose monitor are basically a part of me. Also with my blood test kit and my glucagon kit and my fruit snacks that I keep with me wherever I go, whether it's dance or school or whatever, it's always with me. My parents have been my biggest support systems and advocates. When I felt like I didn't fit in, they told me I was like every other kid. I just had to live life a little differently. And it made me unique. I really liked that about myself. It also gave me a chance to tell my friends and get them involved and tell them about T1D and about how I live my life every day on a daily basis. We started our JDRF walk team, Team Shelby, in 2002. We've done every walk in the Bay Area, from Napa to San Francisco to Monterey, with my mom leading jazzercise warm-ups to get everybody warmed up and ready to walk. We've had huge family teams, aunts, uncles, cousins, and family friends all joining us in our fight to help cure diabetes. On our 10th walk anniversary, we changed our team name to Shelby & Co. because my dad was diagnosed with diabetes through a trial called TrialNet at UCSF. Till this day, we are so thankful for TrialNet because they got to, as they explained to us a little bit, they got to test my dad's blood and see the beta cells actually attacking before he showed the symptoms I had, before he even got a chance to show any symptoms I had, and it was so great to get that jump start and to not have him go through the same process that I did. During our 13 years at the JDRF, we have raised over $70,000 to help cure T1D, and that makes a huge difference towards all the amazing research. With all that said, I am so excited about this new JDRF One Walk. We're so close to some awesome new treatments, like the artificial pancreas and devices that will make it like I don't even have T1D anymore. By focusing on our mission to cure T1D, I'm able to tell people who donate to our team exactly what the money is going towards, and how they, by donating to my team, can help change people's lives with T1D and change the lives of those families as well. I've had the chance to be a JDRF Youth Ambassador and tell our congressman about my T1D story. My family and I are now the family team champions with this walk. I know that this year's family teams can do amazing work with their fundraising, just by sending some emails or writing letters or getting friends together for a party or something like that. We can all make a really big difference. It's really not that hard. I encourage all the family teams here today or people thinking of starting a family team to do so, really, because you can make a really big difference and help go towards amazing research. By working together, we can have a very successful, amazing walk this year. Thank you for coming out today, and I hope you will help me turn type 1 into type none.